first schizophrenic episodes. According to Reddit, number 15. I started meeting these huge wolves in a forest near where I lived. The rest of the world disappeared, and I could just morph into a wolf and just run around, away from danger towards a new hunt. In real life, I was just a girl who took off her shoes and socks no matter what the weather was like and would run around in the forest. When I was particularly stressed out, I would sneak out in the middle of the night, run with the wolves. Feelings of being followed, watched, and general paranoia ensued. I used to do everything as if I was being recorded, screaming in my head in an attempt to fade out my own thoughts that I felt were not being controlled by me. I saw shadow people. Generally, a vivid imagination and a lot of daydreaming to escape reality as a scared child. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia at the age of 19 after several years in and out of mental institutions. But now that I'm almost 24 years old, I believe that I don't have a schizophrenic, or I don't have schizophrenia, even though mental illness, including schizophrenia, runs in my family. Another psychologist that I had for several years believed that I have CPTSD and DID, which I believe is dissociative identity disorder. I personally relate to this better, but since I got the diagnosis, I thought I would share my beginning as it pertains to schizophrenic behavior. Alright, now listen up. Obviously, I do not regard schizophrenia as some sort of laughing matter, but for the sake of this stream, Captain Wacky's gonna have to turn this into some sort of Waka Waka variety hour for anybody who's interested in, not coming down, because the truth of the matter is this kind of shit could afflict any of us at any time, just like death could come hurtling through the wall right where you're not safe anywhere from the death. But this is unfortunately terrifying, and one of the more interesting things about schizophrenia is how people, I want to say, not even have their first episode, but learn that what they're dealing with isn't real, It's one thing if you're hanging out with a friend, you know what I'm talking about, and everything's cool, and then like 4 months later, you are made aware that your friend doesn't exist. Do you get what I'm saying? And this thing you've been hanging around with is just like a figment of your imagination. That's wild. That's wild. That's what I want, is the realization that what they've been through, is a manifestation of their schizophrenia. Not so much the first bing bong, but fuck me. And again, it can happen to any of us, We can all reach a breaking point, whether subtle or blatant, and start going through things that we may not even recognize are a big deal at the time. So hello to Linda, hello to Pandaren and Candor. Hope you guys had a fun day. Hope you didn't have any more hallucinations than normal. Let's roll up the list of, schizophrenic beginnings. Number 14 reads, it started at high school for me. I suffered from childhood trauma and a suicide attempt before all of this, so those may have been factors in causing it. At first it was voices. I thought I could hear spirits and was talking to them. Then I started seeing them. Damn. Sometimes they were like people. Other times they were more like demons. They would often harass me and frighten me in public places, try to get me to react. For some reason, I believed that this and all that was happening had to be kept a secret, so I tried my best not to acknowledge them when I was around other people. There were also other things like strings coming out of people's skin. Oh, okay. I also started believing that my dreams were prophetic and the end of the world was coming. Isn't it though? Eventually, my parents caught on that something was wrong and they took me to see a psychiatrist. That was when I was 18. It sucks, bro. To this day, I still have a problem or phobia of mirrors thanks to one hallucination that I had. It sucks to think about, bro. You look in the mirror and you see somebody behind you. You're probably done with the mirrors. You know what I mean? You're probably done. You are probably done with mirrors. Selfies too. Shit. Maybe not so much selfies. You look at a phone and somebody's behind you and you know they're not there. Oh, it's just a filter. You know what I mean? Dude, how do filters make schizophrenic people feel? It's a terrible thought. It's a terrible thought. Boy, number 13. I have schizophrenia. I'm on the spectrum. No, schizophrenia spectrum disorder is called schizoaffective disorder or bipolar type. Man, there's too many fusions of bipolar with everything. And it's so sad because it's one thing if you're just a crazy bitch, you know what I'm talking about? And crazy in the loosest terms, meaning, you're gonna fly off the handle because you wild like that. When a lot of us use the term crazy, what we define it as is a normal person who chooses to be a bitch, just chooses to not restrain themselves. That's what many of us define as crazy. But when you are technically, straight up diagnosed with bipolar and you can't control that shit, oh no. And now there's a fusion of it with schizophrenic and schizoaffective stuff. Oh, my heart goes out to him. So it's like a combination of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. It started for me when I was in middle school and I started feeling like I could feel other people's emotions and read their thoughts. Then I started feeling like they could read my thoughts. I can hear your thoughts, boy. Meow, 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 meow. Sorry, Simpsons reference. I began to hear music all the time and at different volumes, sometimes quiet, sometimes deafeningly loud. It'd be coming from outside or the apartment next door. Throughout my life, I would have episodes where I would talk to, communicate with plants, or believe government organizations were out to get me. Sometimes I would have instances of disorganized speech and thought. A few years ago, it started to get worse. My hallucinations and delusions started to become more frequent and bizarre. At that time, I also started to have problems with negative symptoms. I stopped being able to concentrate on anything or motivate myself to do much of anything. I used to be a big reader, reading a dozen books a week, and now I can barely read 10 pages at a time. Hell, I can't choose between shows to watch on Netflix or channels to watch on YouTube. I just don't have it in me to care about, but I'm still able to hold down a basic job, I'm guessing, because it just cuts off, which makes me a minority among people with schizophrenia. It sucks that a lot of people with schizophrenia can't hold down a typical job. That must suck. I hope this list isn't too much of a downer, man. I'm not trying to, be rude or mean, but fuck. This is some pretty crippling stuff. And just like people that we read a list recently and it had to do with somebody that just lost it and ended up somewhere where, they put people who can't really function like that. And occasionally they'll snap to and be lucid and blah, blah, blah. But other times it's just beyond a point where they can even function. And the true horror is that it can happen to any of us. Number 12, I had it in my family, but lived an active life and didn't think I was predisposed until I smoke weed every day for 2 years or so. One day, I wake up and my perception of myself had just changed. I won't go into detail as to how, but I continued to use drugs and went on to harder drugs. And during the 18 years that I used meth, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute here. Wait a minute. During the 18 years that I used meth, I could relate to almost every mental illness that I ever heard being described. The doctors gave me a diagnosis of schizophrenia, but I'm completely rehabilitated now, and with medication, I live a good life better than I thought would be possible. Let me get this straight. Smoking weed ain't nothing. Ganja is again, a medically prescribed thing that people use to overcome anxiety and deal with other issues that they have. But you're telling me one day you just woke up and started doing hard drugs, and for 18 years you did meth? Meth? And you're okay? Ugh. It's just like a part of your routine. It's just a daily thing. You're going to do some meth? Oh my gosh. It really hurts me to think about, and it's terrifying. So if that's not bad enough, now you have schizophrenia. But with medication, you consider it manageable. Oh snap, there go Michelle. Happy late Easter. Happy late Easter, Michelle. Happy late Easter to everybody. In case you guys missed me on that egg bullshit, God, there's always something in my nose and I can't stand it. It's starting to kill my nerves. Jeez, man. It's really unfortunate because you have to wonder how much we are dealing with, how many issues we have that may be undiagnosed. Because many of us will perhaps never be going in to sort that out or get very specific testing or bruh. I'm glad for this story because I guess the guy overcame these things, which shows that other people can too. Not everybody, but some people. You never would have thought you could bounce back from 18 years of meth. Do you know what I mean? God damn, that's 2 decades of meth. From what I understood, and maybe this is what I need to understand to keep Kyle a good boy, I believe that certain harder drugs will not let go of you. You know what I mean? With some weed, you smoke it and you're like, man, I can smoke some more of that. But with harder drugs, it's like the choice isn't yours and you'll end up on your knees in an alley. Is it that extreme in every case? No. But if you don't have what you need to secure your fix, then the things that you will do in some cases will open up so that you can secure that fix. And that's bad because it's an addiction. Your body needs it. You need it. You'll do what you need to do to get what your body needs. I don't know. Number 11. I noticed in my early preteens, which were, 12 to 14 years old, and I was dismissed by my family as being difficult, a liar, and never able to finish anything. I am so sorry. That burp was like climbing out of me like, you listen to me, I'm leaving the body. I am sorry. It was inside me and needed to get out. Just like the things that I have need to get in. Oh yeah. That was a kind of long way to go. Okay, stop. So this is kind of heartbreaking because this person knew that there was something wrong with them, even as a little dude. And as a little dude, they went to their parents, and I guess the parents just considered them a diva or a little bastard. Didn't believe them. I don't think there's anything crueler than not being believed by your parents. That's the grudge that you won't really allow it to leave you, Because yes, little kids are liars, but I think your parents should know you. I don't know, man. As you know, one of the worst things that I hate is when something physical happens to younger girls and their parents don't believe them. And in many cases, the goalpost just ends up moved. And when they can prove that something happened to them, they make it seem like, oh, it wasn't a big deal. Oh, you wanted it. Oh, they're family. You should just, you should just roll over and deal with it. Or worse, oh, I dealt with that kind of stuff and I wasn't a drama queen about it. Jesus Christ. There are a lot of filthy pieces of shit in people's families that will just roll over and make it seem like what some women have to deal with is normal, even at the youngest of ages. And if they can say that that's okay, if in their mind they can rationalize that that is acceptable behavior, then you realize that's why the world is the way that it is. That's why people turn a blind eye to a lot of old men finding these underage slots, and filling them up, and people just going, well, I'm just going to turn the other way, because if they'll tolerate it in their own fucking family, if they'll tolerate it when it happens to their own sons and daughters, that's the reason the world is the way that it is. I can barely get the words out without choking on them. It's sick. But this is why when you hear people say shit like, oh, bro, well, blood is thicker than water. Fuck all of that, bro. If you got somebody in your family who's the genuine piece of shit that wouldn't believe people when they're coming to them telling them, hey, something happened, please. So this young girl, 12 to 14 years old, told her parents that something was wrong and was dismissed as a liar and just wasn't able to finish anything. You little bitch. By the time I hit my 20s, I was disassociating, a narcissistic bitch who had no idea what reality was ever. You know why schizophrenia's got to be really hard for some girls? Because much like chicks with bipolar, the world will just bend to them, especially if they're pretty. What do I mean when I say that? I mean that a dude with issues will likely end up somewhere where they test whether or not this motherfucker got issues, because otherwise we just gonna throw this bitch in jail. You know what I'm talking about? But a lady with issues, especially if she pretty, people will just kind of laugh, shrug it off, tolerate it. It's not a big deal because they're girls, bro. They're girls. And people will bend to their whims. It's nuts. So some girls end up at a late age before it is noticed, oh no, these tendencies make it apparent that you may be suffering from this specific kind of disorder, this affliction, this condition. But she was allowed to grow without knowing. Oh, damn. Oh, my God. Oh, because that behavior is cute, Seraphin Bear. Hello to Jesus. Space Jam 2. Space Jam 2 is going to be LeBrack. Oh my God, you're mixing. Try not to just combine everything into one word, Kyle. Space Jam 2 is gonna be whack with LeBron's woke ass. LeBron being woke ain't gonna have nothing to do with the movie. The writers being woke would ruin the movie. And whatever they put into the movie, independent of LeBron, shit. I'm sure it's gonna be a fun little romp for the types of people who would like to watch the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, but even I didn't watch it, and that's messed up to say. But it is what it is, okay? Dia really wants me to watch it too, but I mean, is it gonna happen? Sometimes when you're as girthy and long and throbbing and you can't get down on a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It's like a traumatic experience. Linda says, a lot of schizophrenic people unfortunately self-medicate with meth. But why? It helps with their symptoms. Sometimes it makes their symptoms worse. As I would imagine with most drugs though, Linda, why meth specifically? Schizophrenic people and meth. That doesn't seem very big titty at all. Need some more big titties in the world. That would stop. That would help the schizos. Don't quote me on that. TK says, are you excited to see Space Jam? Oh no, that's why it came up. No. I'm not excited, man. I saw that trailer and I was like, okay, this is the thing, okay. And it's also, fusing a bunch of, I saw like the Iron Giant in there for no reason. It's kind of weird. Whatever. I hope whoever that movie is for is something that they can enjoy, but I don't even think it's going to do as much for people into Looney Tunes as like, I don't remember the name of that movie. What's the name of the movie where it was like furry as fuck and there was like a bunny and she's a cop or some shit like that? Zootopia. I don't think Space Jam is going to do as much for people who are fans of Looney Tunes as Zootopia did for furries. So, good for them, maybe one day they come out with a game, girls just got big ass titties, and I feel like this is for me. This is a thing that they did for me, just for me. We're never going to have that day, that day for me is when Halo comes out and the world plays it because it's very, very good and there's no problems. That day is never going to come. My day is when Modern Warfare 2 gets remastered. That day is not coming. Because I don't just want it remastered, I want it to be effectively what it was before. Don't cock it up. Don't put in skill-based matchmaking where the lobbies are exploding. Don't ruin the game's balance by changing the perks and reinventing this. Nope. They're going to ruin that game. And that's the real problem. It's a nightmare. But that's flat-chested world, Maybe I should give in to my own voices. That is not a joke at the expense of the idea of schizophrenia, but I do have a running amount of voices in my head, and it's pretty wild. Oh, damn. Number 10. There wasn't necessarily a beginning point, but I guess the first thoughts that I started to have were the intrusive thoughts of me at age 14 to 15. I consistently thought that people around me wanted to kill me. Seems that paranoia is a big, common wavelength here, and that's terrifying. I consistently thought that people around me wanted to kill me or harm me in some way. Why did you read harm me like it was worse than kill me? Why did he put it first? As if it, I'm sorry. That is my belief that if you're going to write some things, you put the worst stuff towards the end. But, you can write things however you want to. God bless him, the poor schizophrenic bastard. Didn't matter who it was, okay? I started to believe that I could read people's minds and their intentions. This is the second time we're reading this exact same thing. I didn't know it was common among schizoaffective or schizophrenic people to believe that they could read people's minds. I thought that my mother and father and everyone that I thought was close would talk behind their backs and come to conclusions that I was someone that they had to eliminate. Well, everybody's conspiring against you, but not to kill you typically. Damn, it spun pretty deep from there. By the time I turned 20 years old, the thoughts became voices of their own. I'm sorry, I don't understand what outside influence is, so I didn't want to read it before I knew what it meant, but that's what he writes. I started to manifest outside influence within my mind. So we can quickly just drag the phrase outside influence, and a quick definition says, to have influence on people or situations means to affect what they do or could happen. That is not an explanation that makes it apparently, or abundantly clear to me. I can only continue, and we can only take it at face value as far as a contextual understanding of what that may mean. I believe that I could speak to God and that he would answer back. Nigga, we just read something that says somebody believed that they had prophetic visions. This is so scary. What if there were schizophrenic people back in Bible days and they were all like, I'm gonna write this book and we should put it in a Bible later? What the fuck? We would have conversations. Lots of stuff just kept coming up. The reason it scares me, sorry if you hear the astonishment in my voice, the reason it properly scares me is imagine all of us are schizophrenic right now. Yes, if we were hearing voices, one of them might assume what we could consider a dominant fucking position among all of the other personalities or something, all of the other voices. What's to stop one of those voices as just seeming like the godlike voice among them? Bro. Yo. Medication. I believed that I could speak to God and that he would speak back. We would have conversations. Lots of stuff just kept coming up. I didn't tell anyone, and it made it worse when I did. I told my mother about it when I was 22 years old, and for a year or so, she constantly would make comments that she was afraid that I would murder her. Mom, that's too meta. You can't be that real with your kid who just told you that he speaks to God. Telling your mom that you speak to God can go one of two ways. Maybe she's religious enough to be like, oh, my baby. Yes, he's speaking to the Lord. That's a good child now. And two, which is the realness, she could be like, oh my fucking God, are you serious though? You ain't serious. You serious? You're not serious. Come on, man. You serious? Bruh. Stop. Mom, I'm for real. And then your mom just start Fortnite dancing. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Coming back to reality here. She made jokes that I would murder her and told multiple people about my condition without my permission. Yeah, sometimes you got to keep parents out the loop. They ain't got nothing going on in their life, so all they do is talk mad shit. They'll even make up shit if you don't give them anything. Told multiple people about my condition without my permission and would say things like, she need to lock her door at night now. And she can't leave her room at night because she thinks her kid gonna come murder her. So I guess you can decide where it comes from. My God, this is so real. This entry is so real. This entry is so real. Many of you may not deal with parents who unfortunately try to make everything about them because everybody else is an extra in the movie of your parents' lives. You understand? And it's all really about how everything is going to affect them. Imagine giving an elder, your parent, the information that you suffer from a schizophrenic fucking condition. Now, again, we're still coming out of the dark ages, the before the internet times, the less enlightened, uneducated, that doesn't affect me, so I just live my life and keep my head down times, bro. But when it comes to a condition that is real and affects your child, bro, you can take the, oh, well, I don't believe in that. That's just, those quacks trying to sell me medication. You can take that route, bro. But if you believe that it's real, why in God's name would you not once, not twice, but make it a habitual thing to joke about your kid murdering you? How is that going to sound? Does that look good on paper? Does that look good on paper? You constantly joking about your kid murdering you because they have schizophrenia? Because what you're saying is, oh, my kid's fucking crazy. Does that sound good, bro? Is that cool? So then you're going to tell your friends about it because you got nothing going on in your life. Let's face it, you're fucking boring. You're lame. You're sorry. People ask you what your hobbies are. You just name a bunch of things that you fucking did, but that's not what they asked, bro. Do you have any hobbies? Do you have any interests? Do you have anything that you do that you would think brings you a sense of enlightenment, a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning? You know what I mean? If this thing were taken away from you, would you get really upset? Do you do something right now where if you couldn't do it, it would make you very upset? Is there something that you have in your life that you're passionate about? And the answer is fucking no. They're living lives that are on the decline. Y'all are in the sunset of your fucking lives. So now any and everything that happens around you is worthy of fucking gossip. And that's all that it is. So you're telling your kids private and confidential business, bro. And then, the funniest thing about that is, and my heart goes out to all of these kids because we're still dealing with parents that are so fucking unbearable that they're ruining their kids and their kids are going on to ruin other people. So yeah, I do take a personal offense to some of these bad fucking parents, because if the kids aren't strong and smart enough to recognize that they need to eject themselves from the mess that is these parents' lives, they will take on their traits and then manifest that into terrible behavior that will also corrupt other fucking people. It ain't enough that you're joking that your kid's gonna murder you and calling them crazy indirectly. It ain't enough that you're taking the things that they confided within you, you know what I mean? And telling other people those things without you fucking giving them permission to. But they're going to end up going, why don't you tell me anything in the future? Why don't you talk to me in the future? Cool. Cool. That's cool, nigga. Wait a minute, nigga. Dave says, Kyle, don't you, Ezekiel and his visions were schizophrenic episodes? His descriptions of angels and what God told him to do is weird, to say the least, especially how he had to eat food cooked in fermented cow shit or something, and then lay on his side for like a year. Ooh, bro, that doesn't sound good. You know? But to be honest, that's the thing about Christianity, is they take all of their stock in this fucking book. But there's a lot of cherry picking with Christianity. There's a lot of stuff they do look at and things that they omit. So wait, bro, why is it in the doctrine? Why is it in the book? Why is it in there? If so much of it is, the implication is that we just not supposed to, do women get to exist the way that they exist right now if we follow that stupid ass book? Because the answer is nah. All kinds of shit don't make sense in that dumbass book. And it's not like, oh, it was, it's a different time now, so we have to adapt. Bro, it didn't make sense at the time. Trust me. It was just as crazy then as it is now. So for you to cherry pick and just be like, bitch, you want to tell me a story and the moral of the story is to be a better person and not treat everybody like a bucket of bing bongs? Do that, bro. But don't take this book, half of which isn't just madness. It's like man coated in doo-doo like madness. It's really bonkers. Cartwheeling doo-doo man. Cartwheeling doo-doo man, the book? Wait a minute. Jesus says, I'm not sure what mental condition my cousin had. Cuzzle? You alright? Kyle? Cuzzle's a funnier word. Indeed it is. But not everything needs to be fun, Hal. Jesus says, I'm not sure what mental condition my cousin had, but he ended up jumping off of an overpass bridge sometime after 11 p.m. He ended up breaking 11 bones and was found around 6 a.m. in the snow. He's in TJ now. I don't know what TJ is, but I'm glad that your cousin didn't die jumping off the bridge. It's strange that he jumped off the bridge at the 11th hour and broke 11 bones. You could say that the voices led him. I'm kidding. You gotta shut the fuck up, Kyle. How about that? You could say. Where are you going with that? You about to make a joke about a nigga jumping off a bridge? Is that what you're gonna do? Is that you gonna fucking do, Kyle? Listen, half the time I laugh at this list, I'm laughing at myself because I'm a crazy dude, but crazy, like I said, in the way that many of us normies regard to be crazy. Crazy, as defined by us, is a normal person foregoing restraint and allowing themselves to be a fool. So forgive my craziness or foolishness in this context, okay? TK says, my parents didn't joke about my unhealthy mental state, but they sometimes took it too seriously, enough so to give me stress. It's a serious thing, but you're not supposed to betray that kind of shit to people. Do you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? You're not supposed to betray that kind of shit. You're a captain on a ship and the ship is gonna sink. You need to let everybody know that they need to, in the best and most. You can't just tell everybody they're gonna die. How about that? There's a way that you need to do things. Let's try our best. Ugh. Seraphim Bear says, Kyle, I don't get how a virgin could get pregnant. Well, these days you do. Surely you should understand that a woman who has sex is, someone that is no longer a virgin. But today you can become inseminated without sexual intercourse. Is it another one of those scenarios where the definition of virginity changes? Are you no longer a virgin if you have a baby? What is it? G. Van Arsdale says, would you do some Bible story parable breakdowns on a video, please? Is that what you're into? Send me some stuff to break down if that's what you're looking for. I break it on down. I get a cardboard box, just lay that flat. Oh my gosh. Continuing up this list, we arrive at number 9. I had the feeling that people were watching me, but would stop as soon as I started to watch them back. It began to feel like I was judged on everything that I was doing, on how I was performing in life, and at this time I was 13 years old. It ramped up slowly until I reached the age of 16. You know that feeling you're talking to yourself, but you slowly realize it's not you, and you can hear in your mind, and I had that 3 days before Christmas when I got to 16 years old. But I didn't want to tell my parents it's Christmas, not exactly the best time to declare, yo, I'm batshit crazy, when you have family over and everything. Let me tell you, my voice was super convincing to keep that for myself. Luckily for me, my aunt could not make it to my parents' house because she believed the FBI was looking for her. When your family's fucking awesome. I don't mean that in a cool way. I don't mean to imply that the FBI looking for you is cool. That shit's not cool. That's crazy. What the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you do? None of you can claim that you have family members that have done anything other than what you would consider technically illegal. You guys break the law every day. Sometimes y'all end up with MP3s that are technically the most unlawful thing in the world. How dare you? You know what I mean? You thief. You did what on the internet? Bro, trust me, the internet is catching up with the wild, wild west we're living in right now. You know how many things we consume that as far as the internet, as far as the internet service providers and asswipes that are trying to, redefine everything are concerned are illegal. I'm still super surprised that YouTube even allows people to use VPNs as sponsors. VPNs straight up allow us to trick the internet into thinking we somewhere else so that they can stop policing us. So that your internet service providers can stop going, hey, you're not supposed to go there. You're not supposed to watch that. You better buy it my way. You better give me all the money. Bruh, give it a couple of years. We're going to be jumping through the internet's hoops in a much different way because that's how they want it to be. That's how they're going to nickel and dime us. But I mean that to say, do any of you have people in your family that you would consider doing stuff that's gnarly enough that the FBI might be after them? God damn. Ariana said my paternal grandfather committed murder-suicide. Damn. Was it a crime of passion? Did he walk in and that bitch was on her knees with her titties out just like, oh my fucking God. And then he pulled the gun out like, not today, baby. Because that's the second one, him doing it now. 2 of them, 2 chick quarrels. Okay. So look, bro, my aunt couldn't make it because she believed that she was being chased by the FBI here. My uncle brought her to a psychiatrist. Oh, it wasn't even real. Who declared that she had schizophrenia. Then it became clear to me that I was going through the same thing. So I told my parents, and then I got my diagnostic, like a computer. That was the worst Christmas I ever had. Or maybe the best. You don't know how things might have gone if you didn't get this diagnosis. Oh my gosh. Jesus says, Kyle, I'm trying to figure out the name of a movie where the dead of 2 kids kill people. Why'd you read dead? What do you want, Kyle? Where the dad of 2 people kill people believing they're demons? And some sort of basement. Never heard of it. TK says the schizophrenia can be called ultimate negative emotional state. Because I kind of had that similar mental state during the whole of last year. What makes your emotional state negative? We're all in an emotional state. None of us are all excessively positive. But what would you say, took yours to the next level? The next level. I'm not sure. Number 8. Do you mean why? Mean why what to the question? Because in my case, it was genetic. That sucks, man. I don't like the idea of genetic schizophrenia. because it's like a brain thing, and that's terrifying. My grandfather, uncle, aunt, and 3 cousins also have schizophrenia, and that line. It didn't start suddenly. It's a terrible thing to say, and I feel bad for feeling that way, but you know that your whole family has struggled with this thing. Should you bring more? My first total psychotic break wasn't until a few years after I started hearing voices. The first hallucination that I had was of a snake, and it was because I knew it wasn't real that it was frightening. Wow. I kept insight whilst the experiences grew for a few years until I lost it and derailed into total delusion. My delusions, when they occurred, these days mainly consist of the idea that something like a mechanical ball or a giant grub or a controlling diode has been inserted into me somehow, and I have to remove it or I or others will die or be harmed as a result. It's the main reason why I don't have an IUD or similar types of birth control. It would certainly trigger my illness enough to rip it out. Whoa, bro, this is stressing me out. The idea that like you think something's in you and that you might need to claw it out, that's something that only people on certain drugs would feel, man. That's scary as fuck. That's so scary. Like, I took off my glasses, my bad, man. Oy. I just hope that and wish that with medication everybody finds the help that they need, because this is sick. Artistically Bankrupt says the movie that Jesus may be talking about could be called Frailty. TK said, I couldn't express positive emotions enough, always brooding in my own room for hours, never had a friend for over 20 years, etc. What you're describing is a life that a lot of people are living, but I wouldn't consider it, and I doubt that you would consider yourself like incapable of positive things. It's just probably difficult or even easier to wallow in the bing bong here, but you made it this far. And if you would consider it, explosively negative, I don't think it would have been something that you would want to tolerate, even for 5 years, let alone 20. So if you can stop yourself and find the humor in certain people, find the joy in certain music, whatever the media or thing that you consume or thing that you exert, maybe you try to write, maybe you try to play music, and you can find the joy and the beauty in that. It's more about lifestyle. I'm wondering if there's an emotional lock that made you feel like you couldn't feel anything good, or if it wasn't a circumstantial type of thing that perhaps you and your choices brought on. You know what I mean? A lot of us have the opportunities to take our ass to a fucking park, go out and do something, sit at a punk ass coffee shop if that's what it needs to be, all kinds of stupid things, to technically have a small amount of social interaction. Even if we're not talking directly to anybody, we have the opportunity to inject ourselves into our not hobbies or interests, but just like a chat room, a fucking video game that's public, something. And these are very close to me, but let's say I were getting out of my comfort bing bong, what would I go do? Probably start with a forum, probably get into something weird, I'd probably start a YouTube channel, even if I knew I wasn't going to get any attention. I'd probably, in an effort to just document visually my progress in whatever dumb field that I'd mean to break into, it could be something as simple as crocheting or knitting or sewing or, printing things. I mean, 3D printing, maybe. Something dumb, you're just taking up this new the thing about it too is some things that people want to take up end up costing them, which is why, man, people shit on Minecraft, people shit on Fortnite, but some of these games, bro, are giving people the ability to create at a very, very, very low cost, if any cost at all. It doesn't cost people anything to jump into Fortnite, go into creative mode and start building some shit and have all these assets and tools with which to make levels and games for free. And I can't overstate how explosive and how wonderful and exciting that is for a person that enjoys this medium, this craft, you know? And I'll sit here and I'll roast the shit out of some fucking terrible games that are made with these explosive multi-million-dollar budgets because they're picking up IPs that are the most lucrative things in the world. But some jackass in his bedroom farts out some fucking level in a game. A couple of other jackasses come together, they record some voiceovers and make some art, and you know, they craft it all together like a proper video game. They did their best, and that is commendable shit. That's a bunch of people coming together that have probably had no background in this thing before and had no, you know, technical and versed training. They weren't in school for ages and ages and ages. They crafted something when most people their age would only be a member of the audience. They wouldn't be the makers. They wouldn't be the builders. They would just be the people experiencing that. And I'm not saying, hey, you are just negative and you could have been better and you could have, you know, come out of your room and then everything would have been magically better. I'm just saying that sometimes what a person should be doing when they feel that they are at a low point, when they feel that they are at rock bottom, is explore pretty much every avenue. You can't, to me, I don't think it's right to believe that you're at the end, that you're at the bottom, that you should be jumping up onto a bridge and then looking down going, man, this is it, if you haven't explored every avenue. Not everything works for everybody, but sometimes just being able to look and see, I fucking did that, you know? Record yourself going up a fucking flight of stairs and go, I fucking did that, look back at that shit later, that's a big deal. Start doing something today and you fucking suck at it, record yourself doing that shit and keep it up for a month. And then look back at where you started and where you've come. And regardless of how much progress you've made, whether not significant or significant, you have changed. I think that in itself is very powerful, but people need to force themselves to reach that point, as opposed to just shrugging at the whole idea of it all. And I apologize for going off on an old man tangent about it, but man, you know, the only reason that I started making recreational content for the internet is because I recognize that sometimes, man, I was wallowing and it was like, bro, I gotta do something. And I want other people to not be where I was. So what I do believe you guys can do is document some progress in anything. Don't hurt other people. That's really all that I can suggest. Don't hurt other people. Whatever you do, don't hurt other people. You can have your outlet. You can have what people might consider a vice. It's your body. It's your choice. Do what you need to do to make it through, to get by. Just get by, though. I don't know. Doesn't work for everybody, and that's the first thing I'll admit. PB&J says, hi, how you doing, PB&J? Hope you're having a fantastic day. I came very close to playing Untitled Goose Game today because I knew I wasn't going to be able to find a good list, and this list is great. Well, how do I, you know, not that I need to spin everything into something hilarious, you know what I mean? But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how delicately to broach a subject like this without it seeming like I'm coming across insensitive. And, you know, I'm not particularly worried about coming across insensitive because it's going to happen regardless, bro. You know, I like to think I'm a guy who walks into a room and goes, women, you know? And everybody's like, this fucking guy. Oh my God, whatever. Ariana says, he dumped me. No, you're reading that the way that you want to read it. He got dumped and she wouldn't take him back. He went to her house, strangled her to death. Oh my God, he was a nice guy. Oh no. He went to her house, strangled her to death, hid the body under the bed. Oh, it would have been better if it was under the floorboards. That's that good shit back in the day. Under the bed, like that smell wasn't going to go anywhere. He hid the body under the bed, went out to a party at a festival for 3 days, came back to her house and hung himself. Fiesta. That's fucked, man. I'm very sorry to hear that. What? How does that song? Like, can somebody tell me what song that is? Is that the song that goes? Dancing till the morning light. Wait, Rhythm of the Night? Oh, bro, that's a whole ass different song. You need that though. Save that song. Okay. This is the rhythm of the. Oh man, what am I thinking of? Rhythm of the night. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Bro, please. Yeah. Wait, is it? It is. Bro, they're both called Rhythm of the Night. Wait, hold on. That's a nigga? Oh, shit. It's a man? Listen to that voice. Oh, he's beautiful too with the perm. Hold on. A man sings this song? I've said it to you before, ladies. I could put on a wig and be a woman right now if that's what I wanted to live my life as. Ain't nothing special about y'all. Remember that. What, you gonna argue with me? In today's progressive world, you can't argue with me. Well, I'm not a woman. Exactly. He sounds amazing. He sounds like a lady. Oh my God. How is this not the trans anthem? Listen to his voice. Because typical people don't have musical inclination enough to understand that, bro. RuPaul licensed this song to play it for 4 seconds of his show? Oh, so people know it then. Yeah, my man RuPaul seemed to understand the magic of this song. The magic, because I bet you it smacked him in the mouth the same way it smacked Kyle just now. Imagine hearing this song and going, oh, what lady sings that? And they go, lady, let me play this video for you, homie. And then you see this. Holy shit. Boy, I gotta get the hell out of here. Jesus is asking me if I've seen the movie Frailty. No, I have not. Wow. Sorry, that took my ass to another dimension. You understand me? It took me to another dimension. You're a good dude, Kyle, man. I hope so. Someday, maybe. I like that there's 2 Rhythm of the Night songs, though. This is the rhythm of the night. Rhythm of the night. Oh my gosh. Wow. Seraphin says that was a thing in the 80s. Shut the fuck up. You act like I don't know that men sing falsetto all the time. I'm letting you know this isn't falsetto. This man is singing in his voice, and he is within the range and can convince me, not looking at him, that a woman is singing this song. I don't know. That's powerful to me. That's really powerful to me, though. That's powerful to me. You know, this isn't the Bee Gees. Listen to the Bee Gees. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not in a song talking about I'm doing this tonight, baby. I'm hitting you with that falsetto. Listen to me. They come in with them harmonies. That shit is terrifying. I hope that somebody's blasting the Bee Gees in their dungeon right now. Some politician is blasting the Bee Gees in his dungeon. Okay. Some kids are getting traumatized to that song right now. Staying alive, staying alive. And the irony is that they wish they were dead, but they're playing Bee Gees Staying Alive. You see? You see the comedy? You see the torture, the tragedy of our existence? And some politician's basement right now is a shackled child, and they are blasting the Bee Gees, if only to make sure that the screams do not seem anything outside of musical. It's just a party going on down there, maybe. But they're buried in the heart of politician land anyway, so they were never going to be found. It's terrifying to say the least. Oh my God. You couldn't genuinely have believed that the falsetto wielding men of the Bee Gees were the ones. Come on, man. You're hurting me. You knew that. You damn kids. Pissing me. So we continue off this list. We arrive at number 7. I microdosed LSD to cure long-term treatment-resistant depression and anxiety, supplementing every few months with MDMA. When I stopped the regimen, I began believing strange things, and I started hearing voices. I was a member of Zen. Cool. That sounds cool. Oh. No, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. Never mind. Oh my God, it's normie as fuck. I was a member of Zen at the time. I put on quite a shit show with spiritual enlightenment as the primary objective and interpretation. No, the primary object and interpretation of my illness. This lasted for some months, eventually culminating in my hospitalization. Several years and thousands of dollars later, I am doing quite well, but for some time I was completely disabled and had to build back from that. How do you build back from that, dude? I'm gonna tell you something right now. As much as I'm talking about, ways that people can fight back and, prove things to themselves by documenting their own progress, I do not believe I'd have the energy if I had become disabled to fight back from something like that. Like, what the hell? I'm terrified of stuff like that. Microdosing LSD though, huh? Sounds like you guys are cooler than me. Damn, baby. Damn. Holy bing on my balls. Jesus says Frailty's a good watch. I'll have to check that out, balls. Damn. Sasuke is cool. Talking about Mary Jane. That's how I feel. That's how I want to feel with my life. All day, I just want to lay back and administer the medication. The medication, baby. Do you know what I mean? Damn. Hello to Bradley. And hello to Sasuke. We're going to go ahead and power through the remainders of number 6, okay? The major symptoms that I didn't really have manifest or were something that I noticed. I got mixed up with weird internet communities and ended up believing myself to be in relationship with a fictional woman. It was so serious that I could actually hear her talking to me at times. So did you get a pillow, bro? Did you get a pillow? When I realized there was a problem, it started with tiny things. Out of the corner of my eye, I'd see insects on the wall, or my phone's notification light flashing, or the shadow of someone standing behind me. Then it grew. Occasionally I'd see shadow people walking under some street lamps, but they'd just be gone if I looked back. Sometimes I'd use my phone's GPS to go somewhere, and I could faintly hear it blabbering random syllables between instructions. What really frightened me was when I saw a little dancing dot in the corner of my vision, It was the most direct, obvious sign that my mind was failing. I went to the walk-in for an unrelated issue and brought up my hallucinations at the end of the trip, and the doctor told me that he'd get an ambulance for me if I didn't drive myself to the nearest emergency room. They put me in a little mental health assessment wing, where I thought they had cameras in the walls. There was a really noisy fan in the bathroom that turned on with the lights, and I could swear I heard the nurse babbling to the security guard while I was in there. It didn't make any sense, just like the GPS, but it was about me. I knew I had to get out of there. Yo, here's what I want now. Let me finish the entry. Despite the delays from bigger hospitals, I was able to see a private psychiatrist who put me on medication. My issue stopped almost completely with few side effects once we found the right medication. I still see the occasional bug or something like that, but it's under much greater control now. Let me say the most fucked up, real thing that you're ever going to hear somebody admit. You know, this is how you'll always know, as usual, that I'm Kyle and I'm not lying to you and I'm not like some corporate, you know, very specifically positive, gotta stay squeaky clean and not say the wrong thing kind of asshole on the internet. Also, big titties, love them. If I were to go somewhere for a psychiatric assessment, my objective would be to be allowed a prescription for marijuana. And just so you know how honest I am and that I'd never really be going in anywhere to make this kind of thing happen, I'm telling you now. You know, so you'd know that that's, you know, if I were to do it, which I'm not going to, that would be my objective. So scared am I that I would go in, and in trying to secure this medical license for marijuana, so scared am I that I would fuck up and end up institutionalized that I would never dream of doing it. Because what if it's worse? What if they could actually try to pin something real on me and I would just go, no, what are you talking about? No, like, I'm fine. I just need the weed, you know? And then I'm sure it would reach a point where it's like, bro, none of this is even worth it. I don't even want it. I don't even want the damn marijuana anymore. Let me just leave. I need to get out of here. And then they're just like, you can't go. You're not okay to drive anymore. You know, like it just turns into this fucking thing. Like it's like a, you're not allowed to. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Look, what are you talking about? Look, forget that I was here. You know what I mean? I just want to go back to my life. Everything's fine. Now, what I was getting excited about at the end of that last entry is me asking any of you listening, whether you're listening now or you're listening after the fact, please, if you have heard of, seen, or can think of any movie that's kind of like this, where they're just going for a checkup or just going in to get an assessment, and before you know it, they're being told that you're crazy. Do you know what this really is, dude? It's like every gun-toting crazy bastard's ultimate fear is like going in somewhere and then being told, oh no, you're crazy. You're so crazy that you don't get to make decisions for yourself. We're making the decisions now. You're not allowed to leave. You're too crazy. We're doing this for your own good. And you're just like, bro, what have I done? You know? I'm sure people fuck up like that all the time when they go admit themselves to institutions and it turns into a you can't leave situation. That's what I want in movies, is a what have I done movie where like everybody just turns on them and goes, no, you're not allowed free will anymore because you're crazy, bro. You're crazy. And when I read the phrase, I had to get out of there, bro, it sounded like the beginning of a kick-ass movie, man. Holy shit. And even better, What if the whole movie is from the perspective of an unreliable narrator that is not made clear until later in the movie? And then you start to piece together all of the clues like, oh, wait a minute. Joker didn't have a girlfriend. She's like, who the fuck are you? Get out of here. And you're like, no, I've been crazy the whole time. No, I've been crazy the whole time. I really do like Shutter Island though. And the water. Oh, do you remember the scenes with the water in Shutter Island, baby? The water, of course, the drowning. Oh my gosh. I go crazy too. And then that look when he's like, well, is it better? Wait a minute. How did Jeremy Renner not go Hulk that whole movie? How did he do it? How did he do it? That's my secret. I'm always mad, you know? Wow. Jesus says, I don't know why I prefer the Coolio version of Mary Jane. Rick James' version is great, but... Give it to me, baby. I was fast asleep. Couldn't even talk to me. Alright. 5 more entries. What have you done to yourself? You should just make these top 10 lists. And then spend an hour on them because you got a fucking problem. I feel like I need a facial scrub. And there are no commas in that statement. Okay? You need the facial. You need the Kyle batter. All over, damn it. You gay. Artistically Bankrupt says, AKA my week at an institution when I was 10 years old. 10 years old, they put you in an institution? What the fuck were you on about? I was told to draw a picture of how I felt about a bully in school, and they called an ambulance. And I put the knives in his neck, and then I drag it so that it severs his head off, and then I pull out my dick, and I put it in his mouth, and I say, oh, you like sucking dick, you fucking loser, you stupid bitch, you fucking hate you, bully, why you gotta bully me? Why you gotta bully me? It's not so funny now, you dick in your mouth, huh? What happened to your body? Where's the rest of your body? You don't have a body. Your mom's crying. Your headless son is sucking dicks. Son, what have you done? Call the ambulance. They did this to me. They did this to me. Damn you, Peter Parker. Yeah, Peter Parker. You did this. I'm kidding. Why are you bringing Peter Parker into this? He didn't do anything. Dave's Not Here Man says, this makes me think of the movie The Voices with Ryan Reynolds. He plays a schizophrenic killer. That'd be a really fun watch. Ryan Reynolds plays a killer. I should watch that. Has some jerk reviewed that for YouTube recently? Meh. Ew, look at that white girl's face. Alright, let's see here. This is actually very recent. This is a very recent movie. Why did I think it was going to be like some 90s thing, some early 2000s thing? Those are my favorite kind of movies, man. The early 2000s were a great time for awkward movies that, you know, got to exist in a realm where they weren't remaking anything. They could be their own little thing. 80s had a lot of explosive and incredibly well-executed movies that were low budget, charming, introduced a universe that was well-written and made people go, oh man, I love it. We should make more of this, you know? But the 2000s, oh god, don't we hope that none of the movies that came out in the early 2000s become like cult classics that end up needing or inspiring sequels and remakes fucking 20 years down the road? That was 20 years ago. Y'all trying to do this? Oh no, did I say Jeremy Renner when I meant you can do this. His name. What is Hulk? You can do this. Don't do it. Don't tell me. Don't tell me without me looking. The Hulk is played by curly-haired. Why was Hawkeye's name in my head but not Hulk? Edward Norton used to play Hulk, and now, oh God, you know that he's in fucking Shutter Island too. Why can't you remember his name? Leonardo DiCaprio. And why is it so hard? What is it, a thing in our brains where this happens? Shit, man. Mark Ruffalo. Why did you have to? Oh man, and with a funny last name like that. Oh man, dude, jeez. And I remember there were a bunch of memes with Mark Ruffalo where he'd say his own name. I also remember this cutaway gag on, I think it was like, I think it was like a Family Guy episode. All right. I remember a Family Guy gag where it was like, what the hell? Yo, a Family Guy gag where it was Janine Garofalo and Mark Ruffalo and something called Garoffa-Ruffalo. Hold up. If I can find that clip. No, it's not online. No. Damn it. Why did you write Ruffalo? Why does this act like there's a clip?
Oh, and Mark Ruffalo in Garoffa-Ruffalo. Oh, and Mark Ruffalo in Garoffa-Ruffalo.
Ruffalo? Why'd you pronounce it like that? Is it pronounced Ruffalo? Ew. Garoffa-Ruffalo. Next clip. Damn it.
Turn it off, Chris. Turn it off, Chris. Turn it off, Chris.
What is this site?
I don't even want to know what that is.
Garoffa-Ruffalo. Just fucking stupid enough to work. There's this video that I watch that Dia hates. She really hates this video. She says that it's so grating. And when she explained it to me, she was 100% right, dude. The song is called Virtual Insanity by Jamiroquai. Okay, I really like this song. I really like the video. It's iconic. But never give. All right, here's the problem with this song now. Here's why Dia considers this song mad grating. Okay, well, she started. How do I say? She started, let's say, beatboxing or kind of humming the lyrics of the song. And the lyrics are, "It's a wonder men can eat it all when things are big that should be small. Who can tell that magic spells will be doing for us?" Okay? But she sings it along to the way that he does, and it made me realize something about this. Okay? I'm going to actually turn this up and play it for you so you can hear it and explain to you why Dia hates this song. So, it is a wonder men can eat at all when things are big that should be small. And here's the thing. I realize with the way that this dude sings in this song, he sings the way an instrument would play it. He sings the way a guy on a saxophone would sing it.
Who can tell what magic spells we'll be doing for us?
Man, I'm giving all my love to this world, only to be told I can't see, I can't breathe, no more will we be, and nothing's gonna go well. And it's like, bro, she's right. She's right. The guy sings the way the instrument would play it. And it's no different than melodic scatting in a way. And I've loved this song for such a long time that I'd stopped hearing it. That's the craziest thing that I could ever admit, is that I've loved the song for such a long time that I've just been going along with it. I've stopped objectively hearing it, bro. And she says that it's one of the most grating things in the world. And I before she told me that, I realized it was almost a daily thing. I put this song on every day. Well, you know, I try not to listen to it too much anymore, but does that mean I don't love the song? God damn, no, bro. G. Van Arsdale said this video holds the record for longest video shot in one take. See, even I didn't know that. You know what I mean? It's a really funky video. This is a cool guy. It's one of the funkiest white boys out there. And I love him to death. People love this guy. They don't even know they love him. But, oh man. I wouldn't say I was listening to him daily, okay? But I would say at least by the end of a week, nigga 5 times or some shit. What's the name of that one song where he goes, everything is good? It's a cowboy, something cowboy. Jamarque. Well, Cowboy Space, it's right there. It's right there in my shits. I'm listening to these songs, son. It's a funky white boy. Everything is good. Come on, do it. Woo! And brown. Bitch, wait a minute. Okay. I listened to the other one that was in they put that song into Napoleon Dynamite. What's the song I'm thinking about? It's called Canned Heat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, there's a moment in this video where like there's somebody getting banged in that bed, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Woo! Dance. All I need to do is just dance. Bang, bang, bang. Wait, listen. I don't think there's anything more Kyle than pausing a video that I'm doing on Schizophrenia to start looking up Jamarque songs. I don't often say that Dia has the most explosive point in the world, but she really did when she said, this dude kills me, and here's why. And I said, yeah, dude, he sings the way an instrument plays. Huh. I know that now. Dave says, Kyle, wouldn't you say Bobby Caldwell would be the funkiest white? Okay, yes, you're right, yes. But I like the way Jamarque dances. He's nuts. I really like watching him. He's like a little boy on strings. He's nuts. I really like this boy. I like to watch him dance, yes. But if we had to, I don't know, even then, I don't know, you know? What if there's somebody out there that's even funkier than him? You see what I'm saying? Hey! Oh my God. You're gonna make me play it. You're gonna make me play it. Okay, I won't play it. But then I should unpause it so it goes to the part that's like. Woo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Continue the list, you fucking psychopath. Alright? Continue the list. Number 5. When I was very young and a child, I used to get visited by this light show that would come when I was scared and I couldn't sleep. It was so pretty and it looked like moving beads across the walls, almost like a kaleidoscope. Didn't connect the dots that it was just the beginning until years after my diagnosis. Oh. Play the fucking music to you.
My next guests have one of the hottest records in the.
Why don't you just play the damn song instead of hit me with this monkey balls? You know what I'm talking about? Also though, they were dancing and singing and moving to the groove, and just when it hit me, somebody turned around and shouted, "Play the fucking music, why by?" Y'all took it up. Y'all changed the key. Play that fucking music, right? Oh God. Hold on. Okay, fine. We'll continue the list. All right. People also think this. Bradley says I'm high and I'm glad we're in the disco area. Again, I wish I could get away with more streams that I just like destroy after the stream is done and just listen to a whole bunch of songs, because they would shut this stream down in a Did I even finish this list? I did. I finished this entry and then I started talking about Mark Ruffalo, but I called him Jeremy Renner. Can you imagine Jeremy Renner and Leonardo DiCaprio in Shutter Island? That would be ridiculous. Okay. I guess you wonder where I've been. It's really stupid. It's turning into like an active soundboard. Number 4. People seem to like. No. You turn it into something else? There's no 2 there. People seemed like they were always looking at me and talking about me, more so than usual. I started getting worried and the ground might vanish, or my car windows were TV screens showing me fake sights. I saw little pixie lights floating around all the time. And by the time that I got into the psych ward, this is fucking scary, man. Worried your car windows were TV screens showing you fake sights. The paranoia is real. Boy, I was lifting yesterday and I feel like such a bitch in the muscle department right now. Are you fucking kidding? Oof. Can barely even bend my arm. Like I suck. God. Really suck. Ooh. Oof. Oh. Come and get your love, Kyle. Gold Sniper says, "What's up, Kyle? It's been a while since I could catch a stram. Sorry about the misspell." Oh. Hard, son. That shit goes so hard. Fuck. How did you know? How did you know what the cowbell would do for this song? Hey, get over here. Are you kidding me? Yes. Are you kidding me? And we're dancing and singing and moving to the groove, and I just went there, man. Somebody turn around and try to play a fucking bill. Say what? Lay down the boogie, play the funky music till you boom, 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 boom. Yo, that's the whole, when it's that good, why? You don't need anything more. Well, whoa, you look at that. Well, you look at that. I'm just saying, dude. I wish I could have flown to New York the other night when they were like, "Hey, guess what's legal in the streets?" I saw some videos of people just losing their fucking mind, dude. I saw a video of a dude drinking bong water, and they was in the. And then there was a nigga dressed up like Jesus. A nigga dressed up like Jesus was like, "Do you accept me?" And he said, "Yes, my son." It was stupid. If I can find this video, hold on. Boy, I hope they don't strike me just for showing this shit. But it was too good. Was that within the past week? Bet you already know I found this shit. Okay.
It's legal and we're in New York City with it.
Bro. Oh my God, stop. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. And that dude nigga come out, he's like, wait a minute.
Yo, you still gonna accept me, boy, if I smoke weed till the day I die? Come on, Moses, give me the okay.
Moses.
Give me the okay.
Moses.
Give me the okay.
Moses. Yes, Moses. Moses. Oh yes. Oh yes, he's got the Holy Ghost.
I'm drinking the bar water with the Henny.
That dude had the Holy Ghost on that. You saw him on the ground. He was like,
I'm
okay.
drinking the bar water with the Henny, nigga. Y'all heard it?
Wait a minute. You had Henny and the bong water. Don't do this. Don't do it to them. Oh my gosh. Let's come over, everybody. Oh man. It's just, I don't even know what to say. Oh, y'all want the link to this? This is like a super cut. I don't even know where this is from. Hopefully I can find a real video in the comments because that shit is ridiculous. Not as ridiculous as the Jamiroquai videos I'm trying to put on all the time. And Dia's like, oh my God. But wait a minute. I've got candy in my pockets tonight, baby. Oh. It's a good thing that I can't get high because I might just blow some people's minds with the stupid shit that would come out of my mouth. Are you talking about number 3? When I got married, or was she even real? Sometimes I have to wonder, is my wife a person or a figment of my imagination? Sometimes I would call her name and no one would come. Then who was wife? Number 3. When I got married and suddenly moved across the country with my husband to college was my first psychotic break. 2 voices started talking to me regularly after that, and I realized that one of them had been there since high school. I just assumed everyone had an outsider voice talking to them too. Right. Okay. You'll probably do better legwork and find the source of this video if you want, but that is like a super cut and it works really well. Y'all better stop, okay? I'm gonna be mad as hell. When am I gonna get my legal weed, baby? Let's see. What is this?
In what universe is the family circus better than Dilbert? For instance, yo, what's up, man? How you been?
Oh, he still got the tag on his hat. Don't even. Why are we doing this? You better take that tag off your hat, damn it. It's true. I actually do have a fitted cap behind me that's a Pokemon fitted cap, and it still does have the tag on it. What's wrong with me? Why am I fronting? Dia's stuffed animals are so fresh. PB&J, man. God, so beautiful. Oh, I can't take the girls stuffed animals, but she's not streaming. I could just hold on to them for her, but no, they belong to her with her permission.
Let me smash.
I could take them. Where's the big titty action? Damn it! Candor says, how do they differentiate the voices? Well, you know, I'm sure that they sound different. That's the problem. That's the problem. Seraphim Bear says, Dia still streams? No, but she's been planning to, so I don't know, you know, maybe I need to just put her on camera more. Artistically Bankrupt says, do you need to be alone with the stuffed animals, Kyle? No, it's not like that, okay? It's not like that. Number 2 on this list, because we're finally ending it and I need to figure out what the hell I'm going to be doing today. Oh, damn.
Joy and pain are like sunshine and pain.
Did he mean to write... Did he mean to write joy and pain are like sunshine and rain? Because he wrote joy and pain are like sunshine and pain. Maybe the funny was intentional, but I appreciate that 420 donation.
Smoke weed every day.
So we continue up to number 2 on this list of what? Blah, 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 blah. Schizophrenia begins. That's not funny. You made that the fucking thumbnail, you son of a bitch. It's a good thing this channel's whitelisted, man. I'd probably somehow be in more trouble just for making joke. A joke could get you in trouble. Schizophrenia begins. Wow, you did it. You didn't misspell anything in your own thumbnail. You did it, Kyle. You know, maybe you should like make the spacing of this off just to add a little extra charm, you know, so people know that it's a real guy running the channel as opposed to, and that's not even enough. How about obstructing a bit of the, there we go, schizophrenia egans? What? You'd have to be a real fool to find something like that funny. As we continue up this list, number 2 reads, before I was aware that it was a thing, I woke up to lights being on that I swore that I turned off, hearing things in the house, started to think that my house was haunted, which was stupid considering I have a family history of schizophrenia. My house was not haunted, my brain was. My first legitimate psychotic break, I was mountain climbing. Whoa, y'all living some wild lives, bro. I saw a child on the summit and freaked out that he was going to fall. My friend just stared at me. There wasn't anyone there. Joy and pain are the like pain and joy. You want to try this without brain damage? I thought I was brain damage king. What the hell is this that I'm reading? Joy and pain are like the pain and joy. J-O-I, joy? It's a new spelling for joy? Or y'all talking about jack off? What does that stand for, Kyle? Jack off instructional? Jack off instruction, yes. Or is it just jack off invitational? I'm inviting you to jack off, you know? Or is it jerk off? You know? In this instance, it's not let me smash, it's you smash yourself, you know? Will you smash? Crack the whip. Oh, damn. Crack that whip. Bing, 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 bing.
My man.
Yeah, I forgot that one. I've used that one a bit. Hey. Slapping on some toes. Slapping on some toes. We continue up to number 1 on this list. I would hear a loud party in the kitchen as a child. That's crazy. I would hear this party when everybody else was sleeping. It creeped me out at first, but eventually I could just choose what music they were playing, and I stopped being scared. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my god, my man Chase, thank you for that. Oh.
How about Jill off?
My man just beefed up his own HP because he was already the stream boss, and now he is full health. Congratulations, Chase. You have re-established your seat of power. May your reign last 1,000 streams, my man Chase. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for all that you have foreseen. Your prophetic visions are real and tangible, corporeal. I can touch them. They exist, as opposed to the things that normally in my life I realize haven't been real at all. You're all schizophrenics. Dia has never existed. She's only a voice that you hear sometimes. Excuse me, not that. Such a manly burp, you know? Such a manly small amount of like bubbles proceeding up my esophagi. Because I have multiple, because I'm a dragon man. A dragon? Why would a dragon man have multiple esophaguses? It's the plural of esophagus, esophagi. You know? You can piss off a woman, but would you piss off a guy? Shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, bitch. Fucking bitch. Oh, Chase said, but what about jilling off? Yes, Kyle is an equal opportunity. Equal opportunity, is that the word that you're looking for? That we celebrate the freedom to do and please yourself in ways that, you know, other people may want to pass judgment upon, but hey, if it stables you out, if it helps you come to earth, then that's what matters, okay? Stable yourself, be who you want to be, love yourself, love your body, squeeze yourself, because other people would if they could. That's right, I would, you know? But it's a different world, a different time, a different dimension, maybe. Bradley says, Seraphin, I thought I was Brian damage. Wow. Wow, man. What's really funny is sometimes I'm not sure if they're deliberate misspells or if you guys are having as much fun with words and your own dyslexia as I am. Is dyslexia something to have fun with? I guess. Oh my god,
Goodies incoming.
It's the YNK himself. What? The YNK himself. I can barely contain my excitement. Do I need to take my pants off right now? Thank you, YNK. You know, I don't even feel comfortable posting links to my own wish list anymore because some of you, YNK, PB&J, Bradley, Jesus, all of you are just so explosively kind in a capacity that I cannot properly repay. Jesus went out of his way to help Kyle get the black Master Chief skin. PB&J, man, I feel like I should be sitting on a throne in here amongst the wonderful things that he has made happen around me. Bruh, I'll never be able to dry my You're joking. You're joking.
Got the stimmy, got the henny. Now I can't get hard. Call it a henny penny.
Bradley. You just one-shot him like that? Bradley. God damn. Chase didn't deserve that. You just one-shot him, bro. Let me... Oh, no, bro. Oh, my glasses. Oh, my God. No. Oh, shit. Okay. Wow, my eyes started jumping. That was scary. Okay, look. Okay, guys. Wow. Chase, Brian, YNK. First of all, wait a minute. Okay. All right. You know, y'all really changed the mood in here. Y'all make me feel like I'm in the middle of in the middle of a diamond heist. You know what I'm talking about? Like I got the diamonds, right? And the alarms are going off and I'm like, bro, wait a minute. I just woke up. I didn't do any of this. I just woke up. Get him, he's right there. What the fuck? Yo, please.
Smoke weed every day.
That's the wrong button. It was just green and I thought that it was the golf clap because they're not even the same color green. The golf clap is like light green and the weed is like dark green. Okay. You know, it's a good thing that I do all of these seated. because right now I feel like standing up and assuming like a Dragon Ball Z position and screaming so I can get all of the... Bro, no. Y'all are joking. Y'all are Gajeel, thank you? I'm really gonna have to take a seat, man. I'm gonna have to get a rocking chair to just come down from this. Yo, Dia gonna wake up and just find me rocking in a corner. And I'll say something weird like red letter, yellow letter. I'm kidding. Red rum. Okay, stop. I'm sorry. Gajeel, thank you. You are now the stream boss. You are now first our Bradley stream bot, then YNK stream bot. You, Gajeel. Now you are the stream bot. You're all kings in my eyes. You see what I'm saying? I ask if you know that when it snows, my eyes become light and the light that you shine can be saved.
'Tis me.
Baby, will I compare you to a kiss from the YNK on the grave? Ooh, he's the boss now. He's the boss now. May his reign last 1,000 streams. You can't touch him. Don't bait him anymore. What the fuck was... Oh, it was okay. Oh my god. Dia is trapped in the dollhouse. So here we go again, man. Oh man. Guys, seriously, thank you. You guys are top tier assassins, but I do not feel like you guys should not be recognized with your dude, do you still have the honkler? Oh. No.
Am I too late?
Dave. I'm starting to get a little bit scared out here, you know what I mean? You know? This turned from you guys being incredible and wonderful to who can get the IRS to my house the fastest. You know what I'm talking about? Please. I love you. But I'm getting scared here. It's just like... You remember I said it felt like I was in the middle of a diamond eyes, like a spotlight came on over me, and then that's the guy right there. And wait a minute, he's got a baby too. He's got a baby in his hands. Where'd he get the baby? I didn't steal a baby. I just woke up. There's a baby, a white baby. I'm kidding. Y'all better shut up, Kyle. Shut up. Don't take it there. Do not compromise the kindness, the beauty, the wonder. Dave, thank you, my man. You are the stream boss now. They thought they could be the stream boss. I'm kidding. Stop. Okay. Yo, that's a lot of something coursing through me right now. I wonder if that's what a woman feels like. You better shut the fuck up with that thing you're about to say. No. Absolutely not. That's disgusting too. Wow. Okay. So, I'm not even sure at the end of the day how to properly honor you men, you fallen heroes, in the light of Dave's glory as the new stream boss. But what I want to do is I want to type it down and I want to get a literal gift for all of you, because this is wrong. It would be wrong for you not to be honored. I'm going to need to come up with something for the new stream boss. I think the new stream boss should get like something in the way of thank you, Sasuke. I appreciate that. That's adorable. I love him. He's like, I'm going to have to throw my hat in the ring. What a badass. There it is. Read it and weep, gents. Okay.
ALMAO.
Yo! I've never done this before. I'm like scratching my head right now. Wait a minute. Come on. Come on. Come on, even. This has never happened to me before, so congratulations. This stream is... What if this isn't even real? What if the whole stream's a part of my...
The Mighty Bose guy is back.
Can the stream even keep up with you guys? Can the stream even keep up with you guys? Because I'm not sure it did. I'm not sure the stream can even keep up with you guys. See? It thinks Y&K is still the boss when Chase is the boss. The horror. Can I proc that? Let me see if I can reproc that. Y&K said he's sorry. What, for being a cheater? I'm kidding. Let me try this. Okay, that was me.
The Mighty Bose guy is back.
That was me redoing the notification for it, and it also bumped up the boss. So Chase, you are the rightful boss, but more importantly, I want all of you to as best you can, if you're a member of the Discord, do me a favor, drop a GIF into the general. Okay? Why did somebody say Texas in the general just now? What was that? Hold on here. Copy. Is that how you do it? Yes. And if you don't want to drop a GIF, just let me know what you'd like in the way of a GIF. And I'm going to go ahead and, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and put the please brace your ears because, I downloaded the honkler thing.
Honk, honk.
Oh my God.
Honk, honk.
I'm sorry. Jesus. God. Why do you have to be this? It's already there. It was already there.
I fucking dare wanna yas.
That was fresh. That was fresh. That was fresh. Y&K. Y&K, surely you know how much all of you have done here. And that the terror in my balls knows no proper way to appreciate you all. Bradley, Y&K, Chase, Gajeel, Dave. And Sasuke. Don't think I forgot you.
That's all I got for now.
I'm losing control of my jaw here. I'm losing control of my jaw, which can come across gay too. Did you know that there's like gay connotations to saying stuff like that? Oh my God. That's a hot gif. That's a hot gif, but what I want is a transparent gif. I guess I could just throw that in there too. Shit. This is the gif that Gajeel just used. Nice. Listen, I don't know how to say thank you other than to reinvest this into something that you guys may be interested in checking out. So I think you guys will like that Goose Game, man, because it's amusing. So that's going to be the next appreciation stream here, but how can guys are just explosive. And a special thanks again to the new stream boss. YNK. That's right. That's right. Credit. I should just open. Oh my god. Thank you. You're terrifying me. You'd think that no, you can't make jokes like that, but you would think that I'm the one who's going to be questioning whether or not I'm hallucinating for the rest of the day here, because this is phenomenal. And you guys are the ones who make it this way. So thank you. I do want you guys to let me know. Oh shit. Oh wow, we tripping into the future. Sorry, I was captivated by this news. Xbox has officially hired some VTubers. Maybe you guys know what VTubers are. When you think VTubers, you need to think like Hatsune Miku. You know, there are people who basically make themselves appear like a virtual. How come I can type in VTubers and it doesn't come up? There's like a bunch of weird reaction videos. Why is the internet so weird? It won't give the attention to the VTubers, but it'll send you to the reaction pages first. Man. Fucking ew. What is happening? Yo, these... Blow Jesus.
Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the Kaiyel nation attacked. Only the Dia master of all four elements could stop him.
You've done it. You've out-ridiculoused the Kaiyel himself, this list. That may be the strangest thing that's been said all list. The idea that I'm the one who attacked. Why do I have to be the villain? But that's okay, because in Avatar, we found a way to be compassionate with the, antagonist. And by the end, it was clear that he wasn't really a villain the whole time. I would want to be Zuko. But wait, the Zuko didn't attack, the Fire Nation did. Well, whatever. You know what I mean? Can you imagine Dia as the Avatar? She'd be like the cutest little marshmallow avatar. She'd be like, look, okay, a rock. You just throw the rock. That's not earthbending. Shut up, bitch. Would she just swear? Wow. The avatars suck. The avatars do suck. Jesus, I can't believe what you've done here. I can't believe you've done this. Okay? You, Jesus, you are now the stream boss. Even the dolphin can't believe it. So, I want you guys to hit me with, hit me with your gifts. Brad, YNK, Chase, Gajil, Dave, Jesus, all of you. I want you to hit me with your gifts. And I'm going to create a stupid little mountain of them down there. I didn't even realize that my honkler was obstructed by there we go. Honk, honk. Honk, honk. That was the weirdest year when I was on, God, I really liked that platform, but it was super strange. They shut down one of my streams because I was they didn't shut it down. They actually came in and were like, please stop doing this. I was streaming a chase, like a live chase, a car chase. That shit was wild. That was really fun. Teddy says Miku is a Vocaloid. Try looking up Hollow Live. You're very correct. Sorry, I'm incorrect as it pertains to the different terms. I just like to think of, Bro, why won't it let me... Can you please? Hollow Live. So it's like these people who, I don't know how it works. Maybe they rig themselves up and like it moves around and matches their movement and stuff. But they have like an avatar that they can literally bring to life. I love this new phenomenon because in my opinion, it represents the future. In, back in the day, people would have their stupid little body pillow or a figure that they like. And, it would be an inanimate object. It would have no life. But now they can bring these things to life. You know what I'm talking about? they can bring them to life on screen. They can make up their own OC. They can make an original character and then bring it to life on screen and just do the movements and do the, you know, some of them have their whole body rigged up and can like virtually just be the whole thing. And apparently now Xbox has hired some of them to do some advertising in Japan. The future is now. Why are you worried about how I look in real life? Aren't you in love with my avatar? The avatar. I'm going to the avatar state. Bitch. Dia, listen, I know there's a lot of men in here and we're all manly and totally hetero and it's all hot and cool, you know? Oh my fucking God, yes. I think All Might is so cool, but Dia doesn't appreciate All Might. She mad because he didn't properly train Deku. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? And I get it. It's not like I don't get it. I'm right there. I'm right there with him not properly training Deku. But I like to think that that's more real than anything that we have ever seen in an anime before. In that, nigga, if we had crazy superpowers and we were like, oh, train some kid, I'd be like, bitch, how about you don't suck? That would be the extent of my training. I'd be like, man, I don't know. The guy who trained me, like, it was different. It was just different. What you want me to do? Have you try to steal some balls from me or some shit? Do I look like Kakashi? I totally get it. I totally get it. Here's why I brought up the fact that we are men, except for Seraphine, who lives their life as a hollow girl, and that's okay. You know, that's their entitlement. What I will say is this. Why am I hearing like bing bongs, but I'm not seeing them in the Discord? Strange. While I was playing a bit of Outriders, Dia was watching a full season of a show called Fruits Basket, and it was ridiculous. If you guys, I can't say I liked it. I can't say I liked it. But I just hope that the love that I have for you will restore and repair the portions of me that were hollowed out by the onslaught of that Fruits Basket show. I'm upset because Dia's awake now. But, you know, she doesn't need to expect me to like every, of course you can, man, it's almost like a girl test. Sapphire really is. Y'all want to know what Fruits Baskets is, bro? It's a show where a chick lives in a house with a bunch of dudes, and if she hugs them, they turn into animals. Oh, the whole show is them doing monologues with like music and going, when I was younger, I didn't understand. And all the guys sound like this. You have to come with me. We'll be able to do this together. But you have to. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh my god. Linda. Fruits Basket is a good anime. Yo, we're starting a girl war right now with what I just said. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, whatever. Jay said Fruits Basket never made me cry early on. But it did later? Chase? What? Yo, Fruits Basket tries some of the most cheap shit I've ever seen. And it's like redefining what a trope is, bro. That show will introduce characters that don't talk in the beginning of an episode. And then the whole arc is that at the end of the episode, they talk and everything's fine and it all works. Because the emotion drove them to it. I just want you to know you don't ever have to speak, but that we care about you. I'll speak now. Oh. YNK said, Chase, I trusted you. Listen, you don't think that y'all are getting away with not giving me gifts here, because what I wanted to do was do this thing for all of you. And if you won't give me gifts right now, oh my god, I love these. They did Tom Nook and the little Easter bunny, but like realistically, this is amazing and I love it. It's really funny. Well, funny is the wrong word, but like amusing. So listen, if you're not gonna give me gifts, guys, what I want you to do is give me game suggestions. The thing that I'm trying for the Girthy Gratitude streams is to finish games in one sitting, meaning I don't move until the thing gets finished. So, again, please God, don't kill me with any game that's like 13 hours or some shit like that. But what I do have lined up is like Little Nightmares I plan to play at one point. I have Untitled Goose Game like ready to go. There's a game on my PS5 called The Unfinished Swan that I want to play. I already did Journey. I already did Abzu. There were some other games, but I don't remember what they are right now. But if you have something that you'd like me to play, maybe it's like Animal Crossing and I don't even need to do that. I'm going to have to play Mario Kart soon because Dia really wants to play that. I really want to play it and YNK sent it. Thank you. Okay. I appreciate all of you. But I want to give you something back in the way that you want it. Jesus said that he'd like some scary stories. So I'll definitely pull a bunch of them, take it serious, and go from there. But I wonder if I can do it for Gajeel's Girthy Gratitude stream. He seems to be down with Mario Kart. All right, you got it. Let me write that down somewhere. And that his can be Mario Kart. Even though we probably going to be playing that off stream, but this will be the first time we play it. Okay, I'll let y'all in on an inside joke that I was hitting Dio with every time they would have a flashback to the mom. Now, I don't mean to spoil anything in Fruits Basket for people who are definitely trying to go back and watch that, because Chase says it's only because the main character bonds with the mom, same with mine. Now, in the beginning of Fruits Basket, it is made clear that the mom of the main character is dead or not coming back or wherever the hell what happened to them. I'm pretty sure they're dead. Dia can talk more about this. Now, the only time that we would see her are in these explosively loving, like, flashbacks where it's just like, you have to believe in yourself and all this stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God. But I kept, and this is what I said to Dia. What I said to Dia is, if it was me, bro, if it was me making this anime, I would make it so that I'm dead, and the only time you ever see me is when we flash back, but I would always say something fucking stupid. I'd say things like, you know, when you grow older, everything will seem to make sense, but all you'll ever be able to remember of me are things that are irrelevant, and me warning you to do things like not to mix the cereals like this. And it would be a flashback of me telling the kid that the only things they'd be able to remember about me, much like in this flashback, are stupid fucking things. And it just made every time there was a flashback with this woman, with the mom, it turned it into a don't mix the cereal situation. And I know that sounds irrelevant and silly and weird and random out of context, but imagine me saying one dumb thing at the beginning of an anime, and then every time that thing happened, it just reminded me of that dumb thing that I said. Risk of Rain 2. Isn't that one of those games where like you fight and you get weapons and it's almost like an RPG? Is that a game you can beat? That's what I mean. I feel like Risk of Rain is a game where it doesn't necessarily have an ending, but maybe it has a story mode. I heard about it wrong. Dave says, I'll think of a short game for your future streams, Gael. Thank you. But let me know, you know. What is Res Infinite? Let's take a look at that. Why didn't you copy the whole name? This list, this whole stream is a fever dream thanks to all of you. I just can't even handle and believe that you guys went this far. I can't believe you. Creepy streams, but spooky ones, where you try not to laugh. Yeah, I'm gonna take some seriously. I just need to find the good material as opposed to just going to your typical creepy subreddits or whatever, because I remember back in the day, I really wanted to find some creepypastas, but none of them seemed to be taken seriously even by the people writing them, because they know that some people just go for that kind of surface level bullshit as opposed to anything that might stick with you. And I feel like the old creepypastas of like when the internet was young were at the very least riding a line. Like they were surface level, so, you know, people skimming through it could appreciate it, and they also filled you with enough like, oh shit, I wonder if something like that in my nighttime are gonna bother me. Please. YNK says, not gonna lie, I'm a mama's boy, I'm homesick. Oh, well, that's good. You know, we all need something to tether us to humanity. Some of us don't end up with that, and then we realize all too late. Marvel versus Capcom, but you can only use the arrow keys? How would I win, YNK, if I can't attack? Is this your request? Wait a minute. What torture? Rez is free on PS4 right now? Is that right? What is Rez? Oh, bro, is this one of these damn, like... We used to have a game called Geometry Wars. Is Geometry Wars like Rez? Oh, here we go, bro. Is Rez like Geometry Wars? You tell me right now. What kind of Al Pacino bullshit? Dia did not just wake up and go back to sleep, bro. Look, tomorrow during the day, I'm going to play Untitled Goose Game for you. I don't know who it's going to thank, so it's probably going to be for Premortem, because I've been trying to figure out who would be into that. But I don't know. Which Marvel vs. Capcom can I play on the computer, though? The original one? Why would it be harder on the keyboard than it would be on the controller? I used to play a lot of shit on the controller. I used to play a lot of Pokemon games. Thank God nobody's asked me to play a Pokemon game. Can you imagine me trying to do that in one sitting? I'd lose my mind. Had to do some parts. I'd have to do at least 3 parts for a Pokemon stream. A full day of streaming Pokemon. Which Pokemon is even worthy of being streamed, bro? Couldn't be a new one. Had to be an old one. Had to be emulated. I need to do some Animal Crossing for a Girthy Gratitude stream as well. But I need to set them up. I need to probably do these once every day. And not worry about how many people show, but more so about, you know, appealing to who it is for as a thank you, so that they can watch that thereafter. I saw something was crazy and it was free on PS4, but I wasn't sure what the game was. Free. Let me see. Oh, I think it was some kind of zombie game called Days Gone, and I never played Days Gone, so I wanted to check it out. And I might as well, because it's not like Outriders is working in the way that I need it to work, because I want to play with Dia, not by myself. A lot of people are having fun by themselves. Yo, I'm trying to play with people. Linda says, I was hoping for Bug Snacks, but apparently it's too spicy for YouTube. It's only too spicy for me. Remember, this channel seems to be under the strangest scrutiny. I simply tried playing Bug Snacks and I was having the time of my life, and they ripped that stream right off the internet. I've never had that happen to me before, and had it not be an OBS thing or a connection thing, you know? But I looked up when I was playing Bug Snacks and it said that the stream was still going through, but the stream itself had been terminated, and I was like, oh my fucking God, what happened? What happened? Ninja says, Kyle, if you had to choose one, which kart racer would you play and why? Crash Team Racing or Mario Kart. Mario Kart, hands down. I'm not a Crash Bandicoot guy. You know, I've never played a Crash Bandicoot game, or a Spyro game for that matter. I think I missed the whole platforming thing. You know what I was the type of asswipe that liked? Because even though Spyro looked cool, I won't lie, I don't think Crash would have been the type of game for me. I wasn't much into Banjo-Kazooie. But you know what I liked the look of? There was a game called Knights back in the day. For the Sega Dreamcast. And that game looked so cool. You can't even look up Knights without Gotham Knights coming up. Boy, Sega. I put that in. Yeah. Yo, the Sega Saturn. How did I even forget? Yo, that was a different time, son. Being alive during the era of the Sega Saturn and Sega Dreamcast felt like living in an anime. I played this one game called Dot Hack, and it was like simulating the internet before we had the ability to go online. Like the NPCs in that game would act, you know, would sell the illusion that you were playing an online game. It was really like living in an anime with Xbox, because like Final Fantasy Remake or a game called Remnant from Ashes was free. Now they got Days Gone. There's another game called Zombie Army, Dead War. I think an Oddworld game is free right now. They trying, but Games Pass is scary. Damn, Han Dixon. Damn. Why are you making horse noises? Why are you doing it? Why are you making horse noises, Kyle? Make my coffin after I bike into a forklift? Oh no. Oh no. Thank you very much, Hen Dixon. Appreciate you. Somebody says there's a fully playable version of Time Splitters 2 found in Homefront. Wow. You guys did it. I'm choking on your meaty kindness. I'll have tears in my eyes. Just how you like it. Is this how you like it? My God. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, my God, I did need to hydrate. I apologize. Man. Maybe that was their game. Their long game was the harvest of the Kyle fluid. We have him now. Strike while the iron is dry. While the iron is dry. I don't know how to feel about Time Splitters because I never played it. That's right, I'm a poser.
Off the land. That's why I believe in rocks. Rock walls don't erect themselves. Don't take it for granted. This is granite.
Ah. Don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Ah. Jesus says, Kyle, do you have the stream of me, you, and Dia playing Destiny archived anywhere I wanted to play it or watch it? No. You and I and Dia should jump back in there, play some Patrol, because I need to capture some footage to kind of roast Marvel's Avengers as usual anyway. We should record that. You should give me some information on the game that I'm not aware of, because you need to know that in time Avengers will embarrass itself with a patrol mode that should have been out when the game came out so that they could have spent this time enhancing it instead. But instead, we will wait a full year for them to drop something in the way of patrol mode. And here's the funny thing. When the game first came out, there was a way to just fly away from certain enemies and then come back to them, and it would trigger them respawning. And that's pretty much what people wanted, you know, especially if they had challenges, especially if they were just looking to farm gear. They turned that off, Jesus. They turned off the ability for the high priority targets to respawn. And I understand that they didn't want us to gear up too fast, but they could have reduced the drop rates instead of turning them off, but they didn't do that. They could have made it so, you know, maybe smaller enemies kept respawning very quickly instead of the high priority target, but they didn't do that. It's really funny because a lot of people are convincing themselves, you know, the game's just going to change into a different game, but it is, as it stands, a game where you cannot fly 6 stories high, but they're expecting Spider-Man to come out into that game and kick some ass. So it's like, how are you even going to maneuver a Spider-Man? It would be like if you were in your bathroom and like Spider-Man came in there and was like, hey, you want to see me swing around? And you'd be like, I'm not sure there's a lot of room in here, Spidey. That's Marvel's Avengers. Spider-Man's supposed to be swinging around in these really tight fucking hallways and compact ass rooms. It's gonna be really weird fighting robots. That shit's whack, son. Whack. True Silver says Time Splitters has co-op, Kyle, so you and Dia can play together if you want. Yeah, you guys won't even give me the satisfaction. Oh, well, Jesus could be Destiny. Writing that down. Wait, Jesus said he wanted spooky, stupid. You can't remember anything spooky. Okay, there you go. All right, nice. Oh my God, ladies, gentlemen, I don't know how properly to thank you for any of what you have bestowed upon me, other than to try my best to reinvest some stuff right onto your chest. So that's what I'm going to be working towards. And in this next week, oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Oh. I should copy that into the titty room, otherwise known as the wholesome room in the Discord. It's got to be nothing but ladies hanging out in there.
This whole Discord is gross, but you know what?
I got to move that up so the girls can find it easy. Move up the wholesome memes right under cringe. There you go. Right under cringe. Okay. Okay. And then I will... Whoa, what the fuck? There was a thing in there with like someone's... They were in a full body cast. Bulldog bites pedophiles. Oh, man. Oh, it bites his dick off as he was trying to... Oh, well, good. You know. Okay. You'll never rape again. I just want to say I'm a huge fan. Oh, my God. Look at those cute cats. You're a bitch, Kyle. Look, I can appreciate this, but Fruits Basket, man. Oh. As long as Dia doesn't hurt me when she finds out. Okay. But this needs to be on a shirt, bro. Let me go to WTF. That's also what I really want. So, WTF. There we go. No! Okay. Why would you let your kid do that? Would that be a dope video for the mom to see? And how is she not mad? That's what moms exist for, is to be pissed off at shit like this. Saw this dude casually driving up the highway, so he's engineered a motorized lawn chair. I mean, if it works, huh? If it works, huh? Hendrickson said you should play Uno and try to win 5 in a row. Do people do that? Do people try to like force themselves to win a certain amount of matches of Uno in a row? It's a game of chance. Uno is a chance game. Can you imagine? That's weird. You know, I'm glad that what I opened up wasn't titties, because I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but it's disgusting. Oh my god, it's a tick on a bigger tick. Ew. Ticks really make my skin crawl. And it's because they're fat mosquitoes. They're large insectoid mosquitoes. Bloodsuckers are already fucking terrifying, but ticks just look gross. Oh, I'm glad that I couldn't share that with you. Why are there so many that are not safe for work? They see me rolling. What's going on?
This a big white.
Shut up. It looks like cyberpunk footage. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. Do you think somebody has made a comment of the cyberpunk variety in the comment section? That's what I'm looking for now. And do you think this is... Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Now, I want you guys to guess. How many comments do we need to go down of the top comments before we hit the cyberpunk comment? You know? I think it has to be top 3 at the very least, man. Come on. It's got to be top 3. But if it's more, Seraphin says top 2. Okay. I think it's top 3. Gotta be. Maybe we'll get somebody saying, oh, video game clipping or some shit like that. But I want a straight up cyberpunk reference. So much that if it's not in the top 3, I'm actually going to go into the sub comments. So let's take a look. The top one is... looks like it's clipping through the ground plane. Ha 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 ha. God damn it. Even in the sub comments of that, there's no cyberpunk reference. So here's number 2. For a moment, my mind changed when I was seeing into a car that was wading through boggy water because of all that stuff in the concrete looking like debris. No. Bro, that was comment 2, so here's comment 3, bro. Okay. Man glitches through the floor. Jeez. So there's no direct cyberpunk? Come on. Daisy has entered the chat. Oh, shut up. Freaking Harry Potter. Is this the new PUBG? Y'all mentioning PUBG before Cyberpunk? So 4, no. 5, no. 6, no. 7, no. Oh my god. 12? We were all wrong. 28,000 is a lot of votes to not mention Cyberpunk in the top 10 votes. Damn. Maybe everybody's in love with Cyberpunk because, you know, the PC port was dope. Shit. Y'all gonna let them forget? This is why I do what I do with Avengers. Because people trying to make people forget. Oh, y'all trying to make them forget, huh? Aren't I overdue on my month 7 review? I want you to think about that. Kyle Avengers review. For months. I've chronicled this abortion of a game. Oh. This is work, son. This is work. 17 videos, 17 minutes, 16 minutes, 10 minutes, 13 minutes, 18 minutes, months 5. 18 minutes? Month 5. Nothing's changed. Jesus. Still, broken loot, no iconic Marvel locations. 200. Still 2 villains on repeat. Damn. Minimal communication from the developers. And no campaign replay or endgame. Holy shit. At one point, there was 500 niggas playing this game. I completely forgot. And that's why when the game comes out with a stupid little, oh, here's Hawkeye, and they jump up to like, 2,500 players or something, they can say stuff like, wow, Avengers, 5 times the player base. And it's like, say word. 5 times what? 5 times what, bro? 5 times what, bro? I shouldn't take joy in the massacre that has taken place here, but they knew what to expect, bro. It would be one thing if it was just Kamala Khan. It'd be one thing if it was just archers in your superhero game. It'd be one thing if there were more than 2 villains, and if people's bugs weren't having them glitch through the ground, can't play your dailies in a live service, bro. In a live service. But your game has no end game? That's strange. You couldn't. Month 5 means that they still couldn't replay the campaign, because that came at month 7. That came at month 7. All your game's work went into the single player. You could play it one time. Wow. Get off of Marvel's Avengers, bro. The meat fridge. This looks disgusting. And why does everything look like broken? Oh my God. I took out meat and I need to go cook it. I took out meat and I need to go cook it. I love you guys. I am so sorry. What happened? Marine mine washes ashore in Fort Lauderdale? And y'all just gonna put that on a... y'all some brave motherfuckers out here. God damn. I thought the way that we handle that is we send a robot out there to blow it up. Y'all are brave out there next to a mine? Okay. I took out just some chicken, so I'm going to make some curry out of it, and I apologize because it's cutting all of this short. I completely forgot about the chicken I took out. And it was like this morning too, so hopefully it's fine, but it spent the majority of the time frozen. Plus it is a little cold, not cold enough that I'm probably not going to be wondering about that chicken, but I'm going to kick the shit out of it, so it'll be fine. You know what I mean? I'm going to cook the shit out of it, and it should be fine. Ooh. So guys, I love you. I'm sorry. You'll see me again soon. I think the next thing I'm going to do is Goose Game. Any and all of you should leave comments on the video. Thank you again, explosively, for your endless contributions, your endless support. I can't thank you enough. Jesus, Dave, Gajeel, Chase, Brad. I'm start calling Bradley Brad. YNK. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Hendrickson, I see you. Sasuke, I saw you. Thank you. Thank you. And a special double thanks to my man YNK, because he's saying something got sent. I always try not to look at anything and spoil the surprise for myself. But all I have to do is not think about it, and then I'll forget. And then when it comes, I'll be surprised again. I'll be like, oh my God, wow. Kyle, shut up and go cook the chicken. So I love you. I took out some chicken earlier and I'm gonna go cook it. I'll post some pictures somewhere when it's done, and hopefully it's great. So what's chubby RMU? Let me see what that is. No, chubby emu. You couldn't even spell it right. A student drank 2 liters of a fiber supplement. What would I be overdosing on? Reddit, homie? A dad ate 25 packs of silica gel for breakfast. A man had an accident with a weight loss chemical. A man microdosed dark web bought mushrooms. Bitch, I ain't dangerous. Y'all living on the edge. Y'all are living on the edge. I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon. I hope that the schizophrenic list actually happened. It's a crazy thing to say out loud, but I really do. I love you. I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully.